Hello and welcome to today's NinjaTrader ecosystem event, Trend Power Dots and Auto Fibs. My name is Thomas and I'm a platform representative here at NinjaTrader. Now, before we start the webinar, I have a few housekeeping notes. Now, this webinar is presented by NinjaTrader LLC, which is the technology company responsible for developing and supporting the NinjaTrader trading software. Brokerage-related questions should be directed to the NinjaTrader brokerage team using the phone number or email on the screen. And I'll also post that into the chat. And if you are new to NinjaTrader, please make sure you sign up for a free NinjaTrader account, which includes 14 days of complimentary real-time market data. Our platform is always free for advanced charting, strategy backtesting, and trade simulation. You can get your free account by clicking the following link on the screen and then clicking Get Started and under the Welcome section. I'll post that into the room now. And before I turn the mic over to Gary, it's important to understand that futures, foreign currency, and options trading contain substantial risk and is not suitable for every investor. It is possible to lose all or more than one's initial investment. Risk capital is money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security or lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. And please remember that these training sessions are not solicitation or solicitation, but simply a recommendation, but simply educational in nature. And at this time, I would like to turn over the mic to Gary. Thank you so much, Gary, and take it away.
All right. Everybody should be able to see the screen. Let me go ahead and pull my chat log back up because I want to answer any questions that people ask. Just a real quick heads up. After this webinar, we do have a special webinar for everyone, and you're going to get a special chance to win a 1-year subscription to our service, trading room, the whole 9 yards. Okay, so basically you should be able to see my screen. Okay, we are Viper Trading Systems. Okay, vipertradingsystems.com is the name of our website. And if you've been trading yourself for years, you probably have noticed that there's a little bit to trading that you want to do. You know, you can't just walk into trading and just all of a sudden just be profitable. You're going to have to do the work. Okay, dreams don't work unless you work. I tell people this all the time when I'm teaching them how to trade our system. You won't go into any trading system and just automatically just start trading. Okay, so always be aware that yeah, exactly, work in equals work out. That's very good, Joe. And I wanted to get that out of the way first because we're not going to, sit here and blow smoke or anything like that and say that you can just make all kinds of money trading, because you're going to have to work for it. Okay, but we are here to help you. Okay, so I'm going to go to this next slide. Okay, now when you start out as a trader, you're kind of like this little plant right here. You're just starting out and you don't know anything. You're only getting this, the rays of the sun, and your little plant's starting to grow and everything. But pretty soon it could become a big tree, right? So that's what Viper Trading Systems is all about. We've been in business now for almost 14 years. Okay, I started this years ago with my business partner, who unfortunately actually passed away about a year ago. So basically, this is just run by myself and my wife, and we've got some family in it also that helps out, especially with the website and things like that. Okay, so basically, Viper Trading Systems, like I said, has been in business for almost 14 years, a little over, actually, about 4 months over. Okay, so we've been around. We're not one of those that just Johnny come lately. We've been around. We're tested. We're proven. We keep the same charts every single day. We don't go changing charts and then start, telling people how much you can make with certain chart and all that kind of stuff. We keep the same charts all the time. Okay, now basically, what we're going to talk about today is we have some tools that will help you see the trade. They're called power trend setups. And you can actually also use a new tool that we've designed. How many of you like to use Fibonacci's? Just a quick show of hands, because Fibonacci's will really work on these pullbacks. quite well. Yeah, absolutely. I live by the 382. With shorter, basically you want to probably live by the 50 and the 61.8. But the beauty of our fib is that it's actually an auto fib. You can start it charting from wherever you want it, and it'll keep drawing your fibs, and you'll be able to actually get in the trade where you want to get in the trade by boxing it in. Okay, so I'm going to show some of that today. Okay, we're also going to talk about, obviously, you know, trading an uptrend is pretty easy. All you have to do is wait for the thrust and the pullback. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's going to get it right off, but trading an uptrend or even a downtrend is pretty good way to trade. When it's choppy sideways, use some different approaches to it, and we teach that in our trading. Okay, so today we're going to talk about trading uptrends, long trades using our power dots and auto fibs. We're going to talk today about trading downtrends, and again using our short trades using short power dots and our auto fibs. And then we're going to have a follow-up webinar for a drawing. Okay, and I'll give you the link for that. Matter of fact, I've already put it in the chat log, but I'll keep putting it in too. Let me show you our website here just real quick. I'm going to bring it over. You should be able to see our website here. It's vipertradingsystems.com. Okay, our homepage is simply, you can get a free 7-day trial. This is a good way to come in with Viper. If you've never been with us before and you want to kind of kick the tires first, simply fill out the little form here and you can get a 7-day free trial. You'll get the same scripts that our members get, except they only work in simulated mode. But this is a free 7-day trial. We also have free training webinars, which you can actually click this little button here. And I think right at this time, we've got probably 15, 20 webinars on this particular one, and you're welcome to sign up for those. Now, we're very automated on our site also. So when you, for instance, sign up for a trial, you're going to get a login and a password, and you're going to get a page that's actually going to have the scripts on it. It's going to have the room links so that you can come in to see us, watch us, call out trades in real time in a trading room. And all that's actually free, totally free. You don't have to put a credit card in. You don't have to put anything in, just simply your name, a true email address so that we can correspond with you, and you'll be invited. It's that easy. All right. We have been around a long time, but one of the most important things, in my personal opinion, is support. Okay. Support. If you need to get a hold of somebody that's going to get back with you 24 to 48 hours later, then you probably are with, somebody that you might not want to be with. We have hours that are available, have a phone right to the desk, have an email, and this pops up even on my personal cell phone, my wife's personal cell phone, my son's personal cell phone, and my daughter's personal cell phone. So we will never miss you. Okay. If we're out at Costco buying groceries, it doesn't matter. It will actually pop up and tell us that you're wanting me. You're wanting something from us. We also have chat support right here. You can simply put in your name, email address, and a message. Okay. Once you cross that where you want to become a member, we have an area of our site that actually has members tools, your links to the trading room, everything. It's just all here on little library modules. You just simply click them and everything comes up, and you've got your training webinars. I keep the webinars always posted. This is the very latest one as of Monday night. So we're very updated on our training. Okay. We have some tools that you're going to need to train on. If you want to use Object Trader, for instance, Object Trader is a great strategy. NinjaTrader 8, proud to very much say, we've been with NinjaTrader now ever since we opened our doors. Okay. We have some quick videos on how to use Object Trader, and also even some more in-depth training on Object Trader. We even have training manuals, and I won't go into all of this. We'll go into a little bit more of this in the next webinar. So let me go ahead and show you. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and take this down, and you should be able to see the PowerPoint still, right? Okay, so let's go to a chart right here, and we'll go to this next page. and one more. Oh, here we go. Basically, we've developed institutional indicators to help you see the trades. Okay. The whole idea of trading is you want to be able to see, whether you use indicators like, CCI, RSI, stochastics, whatever you use. You may trade, candle formations, things like that. But we have indicators that will help you see these trades in real time. Okay. And we strictly use NinjaTrader is always exclusively used for our indicators and for our object trader strategy. We do also offer a live daily trading room, access to it 5 days a week. If the market's open, we're there. We have weekly webinars where we train our people to trade our system. Training sessions that I'll occasionally pop up in the room, and we'll just go ahead and train for an hour after we get through trading. And we have indicators and a strategy. I'm going to show you those in just a moment. And of course, you saw that we have support by TeamViewer, email, phone, and Skype. We are available to answer your questions. Okay. You won't have a problem with a company like ours that's been around a long time, that you can simply on your cell phone, you can send a message right through our customer relations management system, and it'll come right to us and you'll be taken care of. All right, let's go to a chart here next. All right, now power dots, what we have actually designed here, and by the way, this has even been updated since this, and I'll show you a chart and you'll see this. We have what we call trend power dots, and we have what we call just power dots, okay? And these dots can actually be taken with trades called object types. You just simply tell it you want trend type, for instance. Let me just bring over a chart and I'll show you one real quick. Let me just bring it over. This is today. All right, I'll go ahead and bring this over. Now, if you were trading this morning, these are these dots right here. I open my room at 7:50 every day. And see that little power dot right there? That was kind of telling you that that would be a pretty good opportunity for a trade. Okay. If you miss that one entirely, no big deal, because this power dot, see these red ones right here? Those will tell you that this is a good opportunity for a trade. Now, we also use the auto fibs, which are, basically, again, they're going to work in real time. So they're actually going to move in real time so that you can actually see where your next trade could very well possibly be. And you've got the indicators letting you know. For instance, on this chart, okay, overnight, you can clearly see we went from a mid band that's kind of a reddish color, like magenta or red, to a stair-stepping lime colored and then blue colored. And so in that particular instance, you're looking for long trades. Okay. I'll show ES too. I'll be happy to, because we did do ES today also. This is a power dot right here. See where this popped up right here and pulled back and gave you this trade right here? This is called a power dot. They can be used right here. You just simply tell it trend power dot long, and it won't even try to take a short trade unless it has a midband that is a short color. These are long colors, so it's going to look for the power dots. When it changed trends, it's going to look for these power dots. This is a trend power dot. These are just power dots. Okay, so basically what you have here, and let me go ahead and change this over. I'll just do a ES chart since you want to see an ES chart. Really easy to do. Let's go ahead and go back to the open again. We open the market at 8 a.m. 7:50 actually is when I open the room. Here's ES right here. I open it just a couple of minutes before. This trade right here, this trade right here, these are very good type of trades. We box them in and we simply take the trade. We have a little tool in here called Region Auto, and it'll actually draw on these bars right here. And if you activate it, it will actually take the trade for you. And if you want it to, you can even teach it to manage and everything. Okay. But these power dots can be really, really good at your trading, letting you see where the trade is setting up. Notice how powerful that is right there. Also, these are called predictors. Now, this isn't part of this webinar today, but predictors we use because this actually calculates all this price action from what's happening back here to actually draw these predictors. We also have a tool in here called predictor, and you can simply, this is called a predictor below. You just simply turn it on, it draws a box, you can take the trade, okay? In our trading room, trades are called in real time. Now, obviously, you know, that's going to depend on your computer speed. That's going to depend on, you know, how you got in, you know, how quickly you heard it, if you hesitated, you know, that type of thing. But keeping in mind, though, that if you do take some of these trades like this and manage your trade, which is most important, you want to manage your trade, okay? And then when they actually, you know, for instance, they quit doing the down move. Let me show you an oil trade, and I'll teach you just a little bit, just real quick here of what we do. This little trade right here was called live in our room this morning. Okay, if you were in there, and I can prove it with a recording as far as that goes. But what we were looking for was simply this had gone down a bunch. Okay, I mean, it had gone down a bunch. But what goes down's going to very possibly go back up, right? So we actually draw in real time, and this was drawn in real time, okay? And notice that you had a low here, a high, a higher low. You had what we call lightning 3 down here. Let me show you this real quick. Had lightning 3 down here. And so we were actually looking for a trade above that if it broke. What about that trade? And that's what you can do if you just simply learn. Now, like I say, we're not guaranteeing anybody anything. You have to be able to, you know, have you heard the old saying that, you know, if you want potatoes, you better have a hoe in your hand? You know, you're going to hoe that ground and you're going to get it tilled and ready to go. And then you're going to plant the potatoes. Otherwise, you're not going to get potatoes. You can't just say potato up here. It's not going to do it. Okay, so we're all about teaching you to see these trades. And what I like about these power dots too is what if you got in this trade here and at the time you're thinking, wow, this could still go down. But what if you said, you know what? Maybe you're in one and you see the power dot again and you simply grab another one. See that power dot there? That's telling you that this trend is really trying to do its thing. Okay. And the beauty of them is, see, this is called a trend power dot right here. Okay. This trade, we were in the room this morning. I don't even have to call it as far as that goes, but look at this little power dot right here. It fires the trade right there. And if you had this turned on to trend power dot and long, it would take however many contracts you tell it to. It'll put your stops wherever you want them. It'll put break-even triggers, offsets for your triggers. You can even put trailing stops on it. Everything can be done like that. And let me show you the auto fibs. They're pretty cool. Let's see, is it, it's not fully automated, Joe. You don't really want to do, in my personal opinion anyway, you don't want to really do a fully automated because there's going to be pretty good drawdown in fully automated. What you want to do is you want to train your eye to see the trade. You know, for instance, this is like after 1 o'clock this afternoon. There's a power dot that's good for a 10-tick trade. And then we go back to break even. So for instance, a 2 contract trade might, see what I mean? 10 ticks. Okay. But look at these, this is our auto fib right here. And this is actually still playing right now because your data is real, right? There's your auto fibs that were designed. Okay. Now these are not just going to sit stationary. They're going to move with the trade. Okay. For instance, if this bounces off this 76 right here and just starts going up, then this is going to actually be the anchor point of it. And what if it's way up here later on? Well, you might have a 38% retracement way back here because these are going to just automatically follow and go with it. We use a 4-range chart for all instruments, Matt. You know, when we actually went into business in 2009, my business partner and I, Charles, we were using 1 minute, 5 minute, and 10 minute for guidance. And we got introduced to range bars. NinjaTrader at that time that I know of was the only one that even had range bars. And range bars give you this beautiful swing. Okay, you can draw on your charts and you'll see this beautiful lightning type swings, and you can tell where to get out of your trades and things like that. You know, for instance, if this starts stair stepping back up, could you box it in and take a trade? Well, it's got a green background. It is sideways right now. We got a rose colored mid band, but these Fibonacci's will kind of keep you on the right side of things lots and lots of times. And I designed these Fibonacci's to where you can actually have the normal lines, or you can have these boxes. If I click this again, this will show the normal Fibonacci's. See them right there, the lines? Okay. If I click it again, it just goes off. Okay. If I click it again, it turns green, and I just simply click, and there's my Fibonacci's. And keep in mind that since these are out of sight and out of mind to the right, you can just let this trade do its thing. Later on, what if this decides to really thrust up and pull back and give you a beautiful Fibonacci? This will follow it, because these are actually auto fibs. They anchor and then they keep drawing. Okay, so let's see, Joe. Yes, it can if you draw a box like Gary did and set it. The price goes through it. Yeah, it does enter the trade, Joe. But for instance, if you were to set a let's say you were to set an auto region, for instance. Now, this is too late to trade. It's 8 minutes till close. But here's your region auto. You just click insert. It draws a box. Okay. If you wanted to take that trade, you would just simply tell it, how many ticks do I want it above that box? Do I want a long? Do I want a short? I can choose whatever I want. This is actually just a region box. Okay. Now we normally like to go, instead of the sideways stuff, we love these trending moves, because when you're stair stepping on these mid bands, this little trade right here is a beautiful, beautiful trade. This is called a phantom. And I'll teach you that type of thing in our webinars. We have a trader that will actually take that trade, and I'll show you, it'll even light it up green if this isn't too far back in time. See that green bar? That's telling you that's a phantom trade. Okay. So anybody have any questions so far? Well, thanks, Pat. You can use it if you would like to on larger time frames, but keep in mind that what you want to do, basically, if you're going to want to get these retrace trades and do more scalping, but yes, you can actually use it on a larger time frame, or even larger swings. You know, we like the idea of thrust and retrace. Get these nice little trades under your belt, go back to break even, you know, and to just stack them up. When the market first opens, you know, this is where your money, lots of days is made, is when the market first opens and they give that really monster nice move. By the way, our people, there were some of them that were scared to take this today, because we call that chasing a trade. But look how our little trend dot said, this is still a pretty good entry. So could I put my stop right there at the top of that box? And down it went. Okay. So one thing that's been designed with Viper over the years is we can tell what direction the trade is going. And if you train your eye to see this, you're going to be able to actually get these good retrace trades and just box them in. You know, we don't just take, you know, for instance, if this was like a fib at that time of, like, maybe that looks like about a 50 to me. Let's see what it is. Something like this right here. See, that looks like it's right at a 61. See there, thrust retrace 61%. That's one of my favorite trades, because these little thrusts will usually, and I'll show you what it looks like. You just draw lightning on the chart, and you'll be able to see that, well, that one's drawing bigger lightning. Let's draw the little smaller lightning. Let's draw it from here. Like this. This is called our Lightning 2. This can really get you some, quite decent rollover type trades and everything. We also have a trader in here called Trendline Trader or Wedge. Wedge, you can actually literally draw a wedge under your lows. And this little trader, when it's in wedge mode, will take that trade. If you just simply tell it that you want a short, you can tell it you want one tick under that wedge. You can tell it you want to just touch the wedge. It'll take the trade however you tell it to. This is not a black box system. This is a proven trading system that has all kinds of features for you that can help you make great decisions on your trading. Okay. How many of you, when you were trading today, got that trade? Just curious. Anybody? That was just right about 9 o'clock Central. Yeah, thank you, Joe. We do have a lot of nice tools. But see, the whole thing is with Viper Trading Systems, this was all designed by traders for traders. Is there an alert for dots if you're colorblind? Well, actually, you can change the color of the dots to anything that would work for you. Joe, on your question, because they're not black box, so you can change them if you'd like. The colored bands, what these are, let me just go over this a little bit too. I've already shown you quite a bit about the power dots and everything, so let's just go over the bands. These bands, basically what we have is we have what's called a mid band. Okay, now the mid band will change colors based on the direction of the trend. Okay, so for instance, see this is sideways right here. This is our yellow mid band. This is actually a sideways move. Okay, now we don't open the room till 7:50 to begin with. So this trade was done by traders only if they were not in the room. Okay, but in the room, we box it in like this. But these are telling you that this trade is still heading straight down. Okay, stair-stepping midband. Look at the beautiful backgrounds, red. Midband's magenta. What happened over here though, when it actually changed directions, midband changed, different color, predictor, nailed a trade right there. We nailed the trade in the room right here. And if, again, if you were in the room, I can prove it by a recording because it was called. And like I said, it depends when you got in it, because if you waited till way up here, that one actually worked your way. But how do trades usually do, everyone? They'll usually get you like this. They'll come up a little bit, and then you'll think, wow, this thing's breaking up. And then what do? They pull back, and then they take off. But with our tools, you'll be able to see a lot of this and be able to make those decisions in plenty of time. Okay. The trading room's open 5 days a week, every single day of the week. I don't even take vacations. We only close on holidays. If the market's closed on Monday for Labor Day, we'll be closed. Okay. Well, thanks, Justin. Justin says this is some impressive software. Well, to be truthful on this has been in the works literally for to the tune of about probably 10 years on Object Trader alone. And many tens of thousands of dollars have been spent on it. But it is a very, very good trading system. And it's in NinjaTrader. It's in NinjaTrader 8. And some of the things that you can do with it, you've got some nice type setups you can do. You can even reverse it a stop if you want. You can exit it close. How many of you have ever gotten wicked out of a trade? Anybody? We've all been wicked out of trades, right? What do? They wick it down 2 ticks under where your stop is, and then they go crazy. Well, we've got one called exit on close. That bar on a long would have to close below your line, and then you've got a catastrophic stop that's at your broker, and that's called an exit on close trade. So all of this is in my webinars on my website. You know, we have some just very, very good tools. Okay, let me see if any other questions coming in. That was a very good question on those bands, Jojo. But also keep in mind that on these bands, you're stair stepping down. See the stair stepping down right here? And then they flatline, right? That's what always happens before they change trends again. They flatline. And then what happens after that? You get another break. Okay. With nice tight stops and everything. What if you would have taken this trade right here? Okay. And you saw that it was actually getting a low, a high, a higher low, and a higher high. So could you have actually taken that trade here and put a really nice tight stop underneath that box? Or what if you just simply said, you know what, I'll put it under the little swing. This swing right here, what's the definition of an uptrend? Anybody? Higher lows and higher highs, right? So is that a high? That's a low, that's a higher high. That swing has to hold on a pullback. So you can put your stops right at those swings. Okay, let's see, do you use opposite bands for stop placement? No, actually, we put pretty tight stops, Joe. Markets move pretty well. And with 4-range bars, you'll find that they move extremely well because it only takes 4 ticks to make one of these bars. So a 4 tick is simply in the trade and off it goes. If you were waiting on a minute chart on that, you might not have gotten filled till way up in here possibly. Let's see. Outstanding system. The only issue is the need for a very powerful PC dedicated exclusively. Well, that is true, Gene, on your comment there, that this is a fairly memory intensive system because we do change colors based on ticks. We do take trades based on ticks. So, but let me ask you a question. If you were wanting to build a house, would you start with a handsaw and a hammer, or would you probably get the best nail guns you could get, the best actually power saws instead, right? So, you have to do that. It's just like being a doctor, to give an example. You go to school, you take all the training and everything, you're going to have the best tools out there, right? It's very important, in my opinion, to have a very good PC. I've got in my trading room alone, I've got 2 Blue Ice, which is a Falcon trading system. They're like beasts, and they will take care of anything. Let's see, Andrew, if unsure, you can draw a box at an area and tell the program. Yeah, exactly. You can tell it to break top or bottom. Okay, so basically what this webinar was about is to show you our system, a little bit about it. There's no guarantees in trading. I firmly believe that you have to work for a living. I don't believe in all this gimme stuff nowadays, especially the gimme stuff nowadays, because everybody has a chance in this world, and all you got to do is study. Just make sure that you know what you're going to do each and every day and do the same thing over and over and over. I don't use a VPS. I've got really fast internet too on fiber optics, so I really don't need it. But some people do use a VPS. Let me see if anybody has any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Let me put in a link real quick too. This is the webinar that starts immediately after this one. Actually, it'll start at 4:30 Central Time. And we're going to give away a 1-year subscription. If you go to our website, that's a $5,000 deal. So that's not a bad deal. We've done this before. I had a guy, for instance, that was on one of these that I gave one of these away, and the next year he loved us so much he paid his subscription after that, and he's still with us. So, I just want to show people a system that really does show you where the trades are. And what's the key to trading? I think some of you in here are pretty seasoned traders. I can tell by some of the questions here. What's the key to trading? Shut it down. Once you get good and profitable, shut it down. If you have losses and you're not in your right mindset, shut it down. There you go. Matt says, follow the plan. Persistence, know your winning and losing strategies. Exactly right. Because here's the thing about trading. You see charts every day of your life if you're a trader. I've probably watched 20,000 hours or more of charts. Somebody says, wow, you must be old. I am old. I may not sound it, but I'm 70 years old. And I study charts. And the software is a trader building software for traders. Okay. Your little Fibonacci that was just added to Object Trader scripts and everything. Anybody know of anybody that's got something that'll actually just simply draw and keep on drawing with your fibs? Because this could be left on right now through tomorrow morning, and you might have a swing here and be way up here in the morning when the market opens, and you just go, how about a 38% retracement? Box it in. See what I mean? Fibs are great. I mean, if you have not traded fibs, you're probably missing out on some great trade setups. Fibonacci, the golden ratio. I forget the guy's name that actually started fibs. Fibs don't fib, that's right. Fibs are the best money opportunities. And again, it's all about studying and learning the system. Okay, if you'll learn it, then you'll become a good trader. No guarantees. You know, when NinjaTrader gives their disclaimer, we give our disclaimer. I'm not trading your money. I'm trading Gary's. My son trades his own. My wife trades her own. You know, it's all about just doing the same thing every day. Stick with the plan. Pick your chart. If you don't like CL, go ES. If you don't like ES, go YM. You want to see the power dots on YM at the same time? I'll show them to you. We'll go back to about all right, look at this. Market opened at 8:30. This power dot, this is called a phantom trade, by the way. This may be too far back for me to set the alert, but I'll try. No, it still sets it. That's a phantom trade right there. It's called a line 1 phantom trade. We simply box these little puppies in and take the trade. Did it do some other power dot type trades? How about those right there? How about predictor trades? What about the short side of it? There's always a short side. Power dot, boom. Yeah, Leonardo Fibonacci, was that it? You could trade ZB, ZS, ZC, ZN, you know, 6E, 6A, 6J, you know, any of those as far as that goes. Just start to learn to just really read your charts. What if you got up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you said, okay, Gary teaches this particular way to trade. I've got a low, I've got a high, I've got a higher low. If I break this area right here, could I possibly head up? Well, it did. And then you wait for the power dot. Do they work every single time? No, but I can tell you this, that they work a lot better when you go from one trend to the next trend like that. Is it easy to know which kind of trade to put on and have enough time to put it on? Absolutely. You know, to give an example in the room this morning, and I think I'm safe to say this, I'm not going to tell you profit amounts or anything like that. You know, we've got to be careful of all that type of thing, you know, obviously. But when I opened the room this morning, we say our little disclaimer. Okay, we had already broken down. I told people when I opened the room, I said, you're going to have to either wait for a mid-band trade, or the way this is breaking down, you might want to box it in and take the trade. Never went against them, not even one tick. Came out of the box, never went back in it. Okay, NQ is a good one to trade too. Is it too fast for NQ? I've got traders that trade NQ. A 4-range chart, my computer will do it. I've seen computers lock up on NQ. But if you've got a good fast computer and a good fast internet, yes. Do the power dots show up in advance? They show up in, yes, they show up in time to get in the trade. How many charts do we usually show on our screen? 4. In the trading room, when you come in the morning, I've got YM on the top left, ES on the top right, gold on the left lower bottom, and oil on the lower right. At the open of the oil market, we're trying to get this oil trade. Okay. At the open of the ES market, we're trying to get the 830 trade. Look at that beautiful power dot right there. And there, that's a phantom trade, by the way. This is a phantom short, and it'll flash red. See it? Can you take that trade? It's a phantom trade. When I open the room, though, ES, you saw it earlier, breaks down. You know how we had this in the room this morning? We had a high, we had a low, we had a lower high. This did a 1, 2, 3 right there. See it? 1, 2, 3. So what we do? We box that little puppy in. Down she went. Boxing in is great. I mean, you can make these little bitty boxes and just tell it you want to take a short trade, you want to take a long trade. You can even reverse a trade by going out of a box. Not automatic. You just tell it what you want it to do. Now, it does have an auto trading feature on it, but that is for watching the trade as you're trading. Okay, it's not just to turn on auto and walk away. Okay, let's see. I'm probably getting close to the time Ninja allots for me. How am I doing on time there? See if he's still.
Yeah, we'll want to wrap up in the next few minutes here.
Yeah,
Maybe a
that's
few
what
more
I thought.
questions.
Yeah. Anybody have any other questions? Again, what I want to just totally emphasize is you can make out of trading what you want to make out of it. But just remember that you're going to get out of what you put in it. If you wanted a whole, vegetable garden, is it going to just magically, spring up if you just throw a few seeds on the ground and walk away and don't water it? No, it won't. So everything that's done in life, you have to be willing to work for it. Okay. Let's go back to that deal right here, because dreams don't work unless you work. Put the shovel in the ground. If you want to dig a fence for your property, you're going to have to get a shovel out, or you hire somebody to do it. But just remember, it's all about how hard you are willing to work. And I'd love to have every single one of you in my webinar in the next few minutes. It'll start promptly at 4:30, and we will be giving away a 1-year membership. No, you don't stay in this session. This is a NinjaTrader ecosystem webinar. You'll go to the link. Let me go ahead and give it to you again. I'll put it in the chat box. And there's the link to get in. Just simply register, put your real email address so that we can actually, correspond with you. For instance, if you want a free trial with us or something, it has to be legit emails. Okay. I hope this helped everybody to see what we're all about at Viper Trading Systems. We were literally about one of the first 100 vendors with Ninja way back in 2009. And we're going to continue to do this. Thanks everybody for coming to it, and hope you enjoyed it.
All right. Well, thank you again to Gary for taking the time to share with us today. If you enjoyed today's session, we hope you will join us in future webinars. Follow us on social media for alerts about upcoming events and other NinjaTrader ecosystem news. We would like to remind you that the information provided was that of Viper Trading Systems and not of NinjaTrader. All information was for educational purposes and should not be construed as trading advice. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we hope to see you in future webinars. Happy trading from all of us here at the NinjaTrader ecosystem.